how did it feel knowing that William Poole and Christopher Smith were going to come back for another season?
We had a pretty good secondary last year, and of course, as you were saying, those two players, they were a big impact within that. So having two older guys and great leaders being able to come back and help us be successful for the next year is something that's going to help us.
Kelee, how many times have you seen that picture, the oil painting moment in the national championship game? I mean, is it something you close your eyes and see? Is it something you try to put behind you? Can you put that moment into perspective in your career and in your life?
It was a pretty good feeling, honestly. Going throughout the entire game, a lot of plays were made throughout that game that put us in that situation, and I'm just happy to be able to play with my team and just do the great things at the right time when we're able to. So that helped us came out on top.
Yeah, on that play, Kirby said, well, he didn't think it won the game, but he said it's really important that you don't let that play define your career, that there's a lot of improvement. But how have you, I mean, has that been something you guys have talked about, and how have you approached that?
All the time, man, honestly. Every single day that I come out here and practice, I feel like this is definitely something I can get better on and off the field as well. So I feel like just having that mindset, honestly, could definitely put me on a different level. But yeah, just putting that thing behind me, honestly, is definitely something that's going to help me grow as well.
Yeah, Kelee, I wanted to ask you about some of the other cornerbacks in that room. You know, you're somehow the veteran, the old head in the room. What have been your impressions of Kamari Lassiter, Nyland Green, and Dalen Everett? Obviously this offseason, but in spring practice as well.
But Kamari Lassiter and Nyland Green, two young, great players, honestly, great sponges. Learning the defense, it took me a whole year and a half to completely feel comfortable. It's especially playing with Dalen as well. Him being thrown in the fire, I remember how I felt in that situation, just messing up on plays consistently and just having to line back up and put it behind me while Kirby's in the air as well and all the rest of the coaches. So I feel like just taking things slow and doing what you can to help yourself is definitely something that's going to help them succeed.
George Pickens and DK had a lot to say about him, and I was just wondering, what's it like being up against A.D. Mitchell?
A.D. Mitchell's a great player, man. He makes it work every single day. I would say he's one of the harder players I've had to guard in my career, so I feel like just being able to get that look every single day and just being able to better myself continuously definitely sits right with me. So.
Kelee, is that play, making that play hit you, and that's going to be, go down in history, and you're always going to be, maybe not remembered most for that, but that you're always going to be remembered for that play?
I'm sorry, what was your question again?
Or has it hit you that you're always going to be remembered for that play?
It's pretty humbling, honestly. As I was saying, yes, that was a big play in a big situation, but I feel like, man, what's next? I've seen plenty of players do big things in big situations and think that they're on top of the mountain. So I feel like just continuing to stay consistent and just continue to do things that can help my team win. I feel like I'll be set off straight.
Kelee, Kirby talked about that play could give you confidence going forward. Do you feel like it has given you confidence? And in what ways are you hoping to get better going into 2022?
Yes, sir. Things like that, making plays in general can give you a lot of confidence, man. Just playing within your game, coming to a new stage. Learning to new techniques and just seeing different routes and things that the receivers and the quarterbacks are trying to do to you. I feel like when you make plays and you're definitely more comfortable, your confidence skyrockets, and I feel like you're able to play better. So, yes, sir.
And what do you feel like you want to get better at?
Everything the corner, there's so many different things that a corner can get better at. Honestly, you can never perfect your craft. In my honest opinion, you can always continue to work on it because there's always one or two plays to where in practice or in the game that you could definitely get better at. So just line of scrimmage technique and bailing and things like that, finding the ball in the air. Yes, sir.
Kelee, I'm not trying to get you to make comparisons to your former DB coach and Coach Brown, but what is Coach Brown's initial what is your take on him and kind of some of the things that you've already picked up from him?
Right now, from just talking to him, the first time I spoke to him, I feel like he was a really down to earth guy. He definitely knows what he's talking about with everything that we're doing, and I noticed that the first meeting that I had with him, just being able to trust him, just as I did with Coach Adai last year, and just being able to put me in a good situation. I feel like Coach Smart and then the rest of the coaching staff definitely knew what they were doing by bringing him here. So I feel like we set off to a good start.
Kelee, how have things been different for you? You know, a year ago you were competing for a starting job. This year it seems like you've got one cemented. How are things different for you knowing that, and does that change like your leadership role too?
Throughout this program, Coach Smart continuously states there's nothing cemented at all. I feel like anything could happen in any type of situation, but definitely being one of the older guys on the team and then definitely having to have that leader role definitely gives me a lot more confidence in being able to help the teammates and definitely being more comfortable being vocally leader. So.
What are y'all coached to do on an interception like that? I saw Kirby obviously motioning for you to get down. Is that a situational thing, or did you just have a reflex that you had to go?
We definitely do have a situational thing to where obviously if it's a 4th down and like 20 plus, of course you're going to want to get down, or situational to where it's the very end of the game. But man, in that situation, I just thought about just being able to try to get to the end zone. I knew my teammates were definitely going to help me in that situation as they did throughout the rest of the game. I could say myself, I didn't have the best game that I could have ever played, but we definitely came out successful, so I was glad.
How many times do you think someone's asked you about that play since the game ended, and can you kind of walk me through when the ball's being thrown, what's going through your mind?
I've been asked countless many times, man, just being able to explain it. See ball, get ball, honestly, that's something that Coach Smart teaches us every single day, being able to find the ball in the air, and if you can't do that, you're definitely going to struggle in this league. And that's actually in any league, just being able to get your eyes around and wind the receiver off the line he's trying to run and just leave less space for the quarterback to drop the ball in. So, but talking about it, I mean, like, I just turned around and I was able to catch the ball, man. Like it was just like backyard football, and when I caught it, I just felt like I was on offense, and my teammates were right behind me trying to help me. So.
Any other questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you.